Hi everyone. In today's tutorial I'm going to be doing my second foundation review. I've already done one on L'Oreal True Match, the serum foundation, the plumping foundation I believe it's called. Today it's the turn of the Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation in colour F4. This has been reviewed by so many people on YouTube, and stay tuned towards the end of this tutorial. I'm going to show you how I apply this to make it virtually invisible on the skin. It is a full cover long wear foundation, but I'm going to show you how to apply it, how I apply it, so that no one can tell I've got anything on my skin, using nothing but water and a foundation brush. It's funny because last night, my best friend and I, my best friend Dina, hi Dina, hope you're well, we're chatting on Messenger about foundations and YouTube and beauty tutorials, this and that. And she said to me that she really liked the Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation. And I remember that I had a bottle of this and it's just sat in my bathroom. I've only used it once or twice. I used it for the tutorial where I mixed it with the lanacane lotion, anti-chafing gel to shear it out. And I thought I'd have a play with it. So last night I was just mucking around with this, and I discovered my latest beauty hack. So my regular viewers will of course know that if I wear foundation or any form of makeup, it's got to be traceless and undetectable. However, the IRL Filter foundation, it's very obvious when you've got it on. It's a lovely foundation though, and I said that at the very start of doing this channel that if I ever reviewed anything, it had to be outstandingly good or outstandingly bad. And I believe this foundation is probably one of the best out there. It reminds me incredibly much of Enlighten by Estee Lauder, which was discontinued years ago. It was brought out in the late 1990s. Gorgeous foundation, and this is very similar to that. However, as I say, it is very obvious on the skin, so I had to find a way to make it less obvious, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Before I dive in with the demo, I'm just going to read out from the Revolution's website on my mobile phone. There are 30 shades, quite a good mix of neutral cools and warm undertones. F4 is described as being, hold on, just bear with me, for light skin tones with pink undertones, which is exactly what my skin is. So the 30 shade range is very good. They got some really good colours in there. They've got F20, which is possibly the darkest. And F20 is described as being for deep undertones with deep skin tones with a warm undertone. However, I'm using F4 today, which is the 7th shade in. And what I'll do is, before I teach you how to do this hack, I will just read out from the website what they say about this awesome foundation. So Revolution say, drop the filter, introducing the Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation. It's filter in a bottle. This medium to full buildable cut foundation has a soft focused breathable matte formula and is available in 30 shades. We've already talked about that. Enriched with niacinamide, it is oil free, shine free, crease proof, life proof and smudge proof, whilst providing 16 hours wear time from day to night. Its super coverage with 20% more pigment makes it easy to build and blend the foundation depending on the coverage you desire. This foundation has been dermatologically tested and is clinically proven to be non-comedogenic, non-pore blocking, and is suitable for blemish-prone skin. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with built-in pump, this foundation offers precision and greater control. It is your real-life filter. What more could you want? And at £9.99 for the standard 30ml or 1 fluid ounce, it does make this foundation a bloody bargain, guys, and it is amazing. However, as I've already said, the coverage is way too obvious for me. Let's put my phone over here, excuse me, guys. way too obvious for me and my my cosmetic requirements. Right, guys, that's got you in nice and close. So should we put some of this on? I'm just going to, as I said, I'm just going to apply this directly to my face using my brush, or you could just use your fingers, guys, but to use my hack you will need a brush. So I'm going to use one pump on this side of per side of my face. It sounds like a lot of foundation. It is a lot of foundation. However, you'll soon see that with my hack it shears out to virtually invisible coverage. So just load that onto my brush. I'm doing this all left-handed, guys, so it's not the easiest. And just go in with the foundation. You're supposed to start at the center of your face and work out. Joseph being Joseph does it his way, which is to apply, slap it on and hope for the best, as John MacLean says. I love John MacLean. Does any of you watch his tutorials? He is amazing. Such a good man, and he's such a lovely, friendly person as well. If you want to watch any of his videos, I'll link his channel into the description below. There's a little bit more left on my paw, so I'm going to just load the rest of that up and just go in where I missed out, which is around the nostril area. And I can already see that this foundation is way too cakey, and it's not really cakey as such, it's just too obvious, and it looks like foundation, doesn't it, which isn't what I wanted. To go into your beard if you have beards. Some of you people at home may not have facial hair, but facial hair is all the rage at the moment, if you didn't know. Right. So that's that side of my face done right, and it looks cakey, it looks obvious. In my opinion, it looks hideous. I couldn't go out looking like this because it's just way too obvious. So what I'll do now is I'll just show you how to do the hack, and I'll put it on this side of my face, and I think you guys will be quite surprised at how effective this hack actually is. And it's really effective, and it's really simple to do, and it's cheap, it's free in fact, so can't be bad. It does look quite good though, guys. I mean, my skin looks flawless on this side of my face, doesn't it? But as I say, it's just far too obvious for my liking. So what I'm going to do now is just get my same brush, same foundation brush. Perhaps I should have washed it, but I'm just going to dip this in some water, soak it. It might drip everywhere, but the principle behind this I will explain in a minute. And all I'm going to do is just apply another pump to the back of this hand. Oh, that's about a pump and a half there. Doesn't matter though, guys, this will shear out, and that's the brush I've just soaked. So just gather up some product on the brush and apply to your face. Get the rest of that on your brush. Now with fingers, just blend the foundation in. I'm going to go in with a little bit more just to the areas I've missed. I can see that I've missed the inside of my eye area and my hairline. And just massage it in, and that's, put my brush over there. That side has the IRL filter using a dry brush. This side IRL filter foundation with a soaked brush. And I think that you can definitely see a huge difference. You see my skin shining through on this side. Yeah, it still probably looks, I know it still looks like foundation, but I used a pump and a half just to do one side of my face. In real life, I would never ever use that much, possibly half a pump. And the addition of water to your brush helps the formulation glide over your skin far more easily than, you know, just using a dry brush. But compare that side to that. I mean, obviously my eyebrows need seeing too, but hey ho. So yeah. And this side just looks glowy, it looks perfected. This side looks cakey and obvious, in my opinion. I'll come back here. Oh, I want to move you out a little bit. Just won't be a second, guys. So I've just moved myself back a little bit so you can see this side looks really opaque. The foundation just looks really obvious, whereas this side is glowy. I mean, look at the light shining off my skin here. Whereas this side, it's just matte. The light's being absorbed by the foundation because it is so heavy and so powdery and so matte that it just looks like a cake, or cakey, I should say, not a cake. Well, it might look like a cake to some of you, I don't know. This side, however, I think looks gorgeous. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll just put some of my brow colour on. This is an old mascara I use just for the purpose. And what I do is I just get my tissue, wipe off the excess mascara and comb it through my brows. I don't do this every day, guys. I actually dye my eyebrows so they're permanently dark brown or black. So, I mean, it is an awesome foundation, but it's just, the coverage is just way too heavy for my liking. And obviously, as I said, you know, I've used a pump and a half on each half of my face. In real life, you just wouldn't use that much foundation. So this technique offers you an option to shear out the foundation, and this applies with any foundation. I would like to try it with Estee Lauder's Double Wear, in fact, because I think it would certainly work with the Double Wear, and my color in Double Wear is Fresco. That's one of the cooler tones, and Double Wear is everywhere again. It's a very popular Estee Lauder foundation, and the same technique can be used. So all I did was just soak my brush, and while it was still wet, applied the foundation, and it sheared it out totally. My skin now looks perfected, as opposed to cakey, obvious and unnatural like this side of my face. Bloody hell, poltergeist again. This side of my face does look like a mask. This side looks like natural skin, only better. So how is this hack actually working? Well, that's a good question. The IRL Pro Filter Longwear Foundation, it's a silicone-based foundation. Silicone-based foundations are very common at the moment. In fact, I think it'd be quite hard pushed to try and find one which isn't silicone based. And the unique property of silicone is the fact that once it adheres to the skin, it won't be, you can't wash it off. Thus making, I've got mascara all over my paw. Yeah, once it's adhered to the skin, it won't budge because it becomes waterproof. And obviously silicones, maybe you didn't know this, but silicones repel water. Thus, that's why they make such a great moisturizer, because they seal in moisture and then they won't budge. But when we're using a wet foundation brush, it's not putting so much product on your skin because the water is pushing the silicones in the foundation away. You would think that would actually make you make more foundation on your skin, but in fact, it works in the opposite way. So that's today's beauty hack. And I developed these hacks basically so that we can take advantage of these elegant and sophisticated formulas, whatever the coverage, because we can shear them out. I've got my Lanacane video, which is on my channel. Sorry. And also now my wet brush technique. And that means that we can take advantage of these formulations, be them for the fullest coverage or the sheerest, just by using various different hacks. And so now I've got the filter on my face. My skin looks perfected on this side, but without being heavy or cakey too. And best of all, of course, is £9.99 foundation, which I got from Superdrug. I'll link it into the description. Will stay in my possession now until it runs out, and then I may purchase another bottle. But it was just going to sit there gathering dust because it was too full, and now I can use it with abandon. So if any of you guys at home use the Revolution IRL Filter Foundation, I'd love to hear how you find it, whether you find it cakey too, or whether this is your favourite foundation. It's possibly my most favourite foundation now that I use the soaked brush technique. And I'd also like to say thank you so much to Dina for persuading me not to chuck this little boy away. It's now my favourite foundation, I should say. And that's it for today, guys. If you liked today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing so that you're notified every time I release a new video. And all that remains is for me to wish you all a wonderful week and lots of love. See you soon. Take care. Bye.